let's not fool ourselves here. That Mr. Saturn that was with Alinivar, he's probably dead. I mean, you saw what Geek did to Alan. Yeah, that Mr. Saturn was the witness. He's probably Mr. Saturn Chunks by now. Welcome back to Cognitive Dissonance. Previously, we learned about Geek, and we learned about abstract art, and we learned about a mook. He's been tasked with a mission, and the mission is getting that person out of his house. But also, he has to find some things. There's a mystery voice, and it said, "Hey, I'm in for a chunk somewhere. Keep Geek away from me. Here's some psychic powers. Life up, and freeze!" And now we're, somewhere. With this Mr. Saturn. I don't need to sleep right now. My health is pretty good. Only level 2 yet, though. Disappointing. But I'm somewhere. Another part of the planet. Wherever this is. Look for goody. I want some goody. I'm going to find a red top somewhere around here. Welcome to Satrelia. You know what? That sounds like a town that's near me. Has coal fire problems. But that would mean we're on Saturn. Because of, you know, Saturn. So blue mooks are not very common around here, and people like to point that out. Kinda racist, if you ask me. Yeah, you're scared of the racism. Stay inside. That looks like a red top. I want to go there. I'm not quite sure what you're singing. Sounds familiar. A big, big plant. Where could it be? It's in the canyons. That certainly isn't involved in our mission in any way. Hello, Mr. Red. They don't speak in Saturn text. It kind of threw me off guard there. Satine has some problems. There's protests everywhere. Elmadon is a big jerk. But let's do some shopping. Are you shopping? A plain coin, you say? Tiny amount of defense, but it costs a bunch. Let's see. 85 Boing! Also, we could buy frogs here. And ice stock guards. I kind of want all these things. Except for maybe the healing. But, you know, gummy blobs and peanut cheese bars are on the menu. We don't really need the walrus. I mean goldstone. It's just sale fodder to give you some extra money. I know because I went through the whole game without selling it and absolutely nothing happened. Also, that status effect stuff. We need to get rid of that too. So now we could afford the plain coin. And the ice stock guards. You see that? It helps to have a goldy thing. I don't think we're going to be getting paint for a while. So ice stock guards, extra defense, and a plain coin. Even more defense. Of course, it's RPG Maker. Which means we kind of have an unlimited space for our items. There's no inventory sharing like in EarthBound and Mother 3. And Mother, too. Did they have that same thing going on? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, check out my new eye guards. They're guarding my eyes. Pretty much intended. One thing I don't like about this game is the slow walking speed. I mean, it doesn't seem like it bad now. Just wait. Yeah, there's a breeze on Saturn. And there's smooth water on Saturn. Confirmed! Tell the astronomers. There's a disturbance at the lake tower. So no one's allowed to go away from the lake tower. The heck with you guys, you gotta deal with the problem. And there's a Saturn all by himself, up there. We can never talk to him. Oh, great. I don't want to wait 3 minutes. What does this look like, Mr. Belch's factory? I don't have that kind of time. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I got psychic powers. And I was given a mission of some sort. Can't even go into here. He's fixing his bow. The entire building is just occupied because he's fixing his bow. Bane Mr. Saturns. Speaking of vain Mr. Saturn, this is Dr. Saturn. He cures status effects like he usually does. I think he revives people too, because Saturn doesn't have proper hospitals. Maybe that's what that protest thing is all about. Satrelia! Forever Unity, ding! Unity forever. Oh, awesome! I didn't even know the Switch can make it out this far in the solar system. Man, these consoles are everywhere. I'm not even sure how he's playing it. It's probably psychic. Mooks live in Satralia too. What of it? He just used to saying that. No free sleeping, okay? Just take the rap stuff. Like this frog. We don't need it. Okay, you'll get back to your Smash Brothers. Watch out for his down B. Bowser's down B is pretty impressive. Hello, Mr. Saturn. No, you don't. Of course not. Okay, weird. That's a strange thing to greet people with. I don't have green skin. Kind of jumpy. Maybe he's the paranoid Mr. Saturn. Ooh, presents. Also, ooh, enemies. Tentacle bands. They weren't selling those in the store. I get free defense. I don't think Alan ever gets an attachment, though. I haven't seen one. I might be wrong. But I want to fight things. There's new enemies here. The old-timey bloom. He's old-timey, and they heal each other. That means constrict them to death. Still not a lot of HP on these things. That means my farming has been paying off. Especially since they drop green gem blooms that heal and take care of poison and nausea. Nausea's pretty annoying. It does quite a bit of poison damage. Unlike other games where it's just kind of... well, I guess it is kind of annoying then too. But the 30 healing, that's where it's at. Saves us some Psi. So I'm looking forward to grabbing a few of these. Oh, this is a twofer. They're ganging up on me. That's not very gentlemanly. Luckily, I have healing powers now, so I don't really need to worry about it too much. I mean, they do about 4 damage. But I'll heal later. Give me those gem blooms. I know you have them. Ah, all they had was boings. Alright, I'll use some life up instead. I mean, I could just rest at an end whenever I want. It's probably very cheap, like 15 boings or something like that. I know they're called Bobucks, even though the game doesn't really mention that. Oh no, your gem blooms! I broke them. Yeah, the gem blooms came alive because of meteors. Don't ask how it happens. Okay, he has an amazing constitution in his sleeping ability. I would not be able to sleep through that. Also, this guy does have green skin. It's Mr. Sicko. Okay, I like the design on this character. The sadistic-looking Mr. Saturn. I will crush it because I like it so much. And in fact, Freeze! As you could tell, that enemy was wrapped. He wasn't going to be able to move anyway. That's why I wanted to psychic him. I killed the green guy. Oh, hi. That woke you up? Okay, I'm kind of on another mission right now. Oh, hey, Colonel Saturn. I heard about you. He's a soldier Saturn, and he's a bit more eloquent than the other Saturns, too. He's recruiting me. Oh, great, another mission. A meteor dropped by the lake, and everyone went green. So that's why that guy said, I don't have green skin! Don't shoot me! So that's just bad. But we'll have a green war. We're gonna have to drive the enemy back, Boing. Colonel Saturn gets. Or get Colonel Saturn does, as they would say. He is a military man. He has some pretty good stats. This is going to be a main damage dealer. I just feel it. Especially since he has guns. Yes! He has guns! I was trying to select a gun. A war trophy. But he could dual wield them. Also, he has badges and ribbons. And, Saturn things. They're not for mooks. And he comes with the regular Mr. Saturn abilities. Ding, boing, and zoom. As I found out, Boing could actually numb you. So, that's actually pretty helpful. But you know what? We're not going to the lake just yet. You could come along with me. I have other things to do. I kind of ended up somewhere I didn't want to be. Don't ask too many questions about it. But let me just say psychic powers were involved. And I might need a gun for them. Because you shoot the guy that has psychic powers. Unless he's also Magneto, and he can throw the bullets back at you. That's bad. But first we're gonna fight this mushroom. Oh, they're teaming up now. Yep, at least we get to see what Colonel Saturn is capable of. Shoot, Mr. Saturn, shoot! The Colonel Saturn. Yep, he gets 2 attacks at the same time. And if he kills an enemy with one of his attacks, he can move on to another attack. So that is really useful. But that's not the most of his abilities, though. I mean, gun is great and all, but there's bigger guns out there. Also, this thing's in the way. First real boss. The Crazy Rock. Why is it crazy? I don't know. Meteors did this. Hopefully that numbs him. You know, Colonel Saturn lost his hat there for a little bit. I hope you enjoy Freeze. I can't tell his weakness because we don't have any scanning abilities. Hopefully it's weak to shoot. It is not weak to shoot. Maybe it's weak to wrap. It didn't get numbed like I wanted it to. Yeah, I saw the status effect. He's indeed wrapped now. Just keep on wrapping him. It's the only thing I can do. Does the most damage. Also, guns aren't too bad. I mean, we are shooting a rock with these things. And they're pretty old guns, too. Back from Rock War 2. And he explodes! Wow! Luckily, explosions can't kill you in this game. They only drop you down to 1 health. And I learned Tentacle Slap. Thanks for exploding! Anyway, I gotta heal up now. Luckily, I have some lake water on hand. A few bits of lake water. Also, Colonel Saturn is gonna need some healing. I don't want to waste my green gen bloom on him. Man, that is so rude. I hate when people explode on me. But this place should look familiar. Yeah, it's where we started the game, except we have a problem. Alan has a meteor in front of his house. And we don't like this. This is a bad idea. Also, wreck the neighborhood. Remember these guys? Yeah, they're looking for new homes now. Wow. I thought we were on like a crust or something. No, we must be out on like Saturn's rings. Very, very thin soil. And now it's burning. So that's just to tell you, hey, there's a meteor there. It burns. Actually, that's the same exact text you get in EarthBound. How do I know this? Because, I'm playing an EarthBound randomizer. It's a pretty good one, too. It's like the Link to the Past randomizer. You get to change your sprites on your characters and all that. I have a team full of Dragon Nesses and Paulas and Jeffs and Poos. And they're currently on an adventure. A dungeon-like adventure. So this place got totally messed up. Even though we'll never be back here, no siree. Oh, and there's a new enemy here, too. You heard of G-Men? This is a G-Bloom. He has attitude and sunglasses. And new music. And I'm gonna slap those things right off his face. Ha! Let's see you be a G-Man now. You can't. Being slapped by a mook disqualifies you. Good job, Colonel Saturn. How are you holding those guns, anyway? Because, You know, a friend asked. A clean coin! Well, Mr. Saturn needs a coin. Colonel Saturn needs a coin. I'm just gonna call him Colonel. Colonel, it's time to fight. Yes, it's me, Broken Mook. No, let's not do that again. How about we don't? But we found some G-blooms. We found a coin. We found UFOs. And property damage. Everywhere. All this property damage. I thought there was a present up here. No, there's just a gem bloom running around. Oh, this place is kind of dull. Especially even more duller considering I can't move any faster than this. I mean, even the EarthBound randomizer lets you use a run button. It gives you speed like a skip sandwich. And it's really, really helpful because EarthBound's walking speed is also kind of slow. But just backtracking makes it painful. Especially since we need to go back to the lake tower. I'm done touring around. We had our fun with guns. And we killed a rock. And some other things. Time to check out what this tower thing's all about. Tower what you shouldn't be going into, but no one will stop you, Boing. Wow, that's a long name for this tower. Welcome to tower you shouldn't be going into, but no one will stop you, Boing. It's filled with Mr. Sickos. Yeah, let's avoid a few battles if we could. And we get records. Records are important for the sound test in the game. You can play music, eventually. Obviously not right now. Then more Mr. Sickos. They're about to learn what gun feels like. Shooting Mr. Saturns. I have mixed feelings about this. Also, Alinivar wasn't nauseous for too long there. It's like it kind of leaves. Kind of like strange or something. Maybe it was just a glitch in the system. The tentacle slap, you can tell, is pretty good for doing damage. It trades the wrapping ability for a little bit extra oomph. And it's really helpful once we get a few more tentacle skills. These are the guardians of the radio tower we shouldn't go to, Boing. I'm shortening that up a little bit. They're keeping the greeny bads out. Why would we disturb these then? I mean, they're doing their jobs. I don't see any greenies on this floor. Let's do it anyway. That's the worst that can happen. The worst is that they could kill us. Here's another alternate Mr. Saturn sprite. These guys have lightning attacks. And also they can rip and tear. Because, you know, robots like to do those kinds of things. I wonder how they like ice. Yeah, it doesn't do a heck of a lot of damage to them. Split Sparks is really annoying. Plus these guys could boing too and numb you. Don't let them do that. Maybe you should boing them first. They also have dings. I really hope they don't have a zoom. This active time bar is slow enough. I hope that numbed the guy. I can't really tell. I can't seem to see. Drat. I'm just gonna have to make sure it's wrapped. We'll just work on these one at a time. Yeah, I saw the wrap marker. That guy's kind of disabled now. So I'll let Colonel shoot him for a little bit while I disable this guy. No sparks for you. But they're gonna explode. Everything's exploding today. It's like they make it out of Elder Elm technology. Oh, wait, no. Elder Oak technology. You know there's gonna be an Elder Elm and that's gonna explode too. It's gonna be in Not Mother 4. Just watch. That flash you see on the screen means that I scored a critical hit. Which means it's extra effective at making things explode. Unfortunately, the last time I got to this spot, Colonel Saturn died in a horrible explosion accident. But we got a metal bow for our efforts. Here you go, Colonel. Slows him down and makes him a little dumber, but, you know, he got that whole gun thing going on. Where'd you come from? So that statues weren't doing their job after all. They're crawling around up here. Also, we got a shiny red bow. I don't recall seeing that one before. Increases speed, increases IQ, and lowers defense. But Colonel Saturn doesn't have much in the way of psychic powers anyway. So we'll just go with what we got. That might be a rare drop. I really haven't seen that one before. This guy is not a statue. Therefore, there was green things on his floor. No, not again. Now we need a super floor patcher machine. Hey, I've been on that hill. So the password wasn't waiting 3 minutes. It was clown shoes. Something that Alan cannot wear. In fact, Mr. Saturns, if they wore them, they'd be tripping all over themselves. We're just gonna avoid these Mr. Saturn zombies. Or we could get in fights with them, that could work too. Oh, there's a new enemy in here. It's an unneeded protoplasm. It's not unimportant, it's unneeded. Completely. No one... I said we don't need more of these things. Why are they multiplying? I'm not satisfied with that. Man, they're gun resistant too. Let's get this guy out of here. He makes people nauseous. I don't see any poison damage happening though. I might be wrong about that. I think it just keeps you from eating food for a little while. But then again, the status effects in this game are a little janky. They don't work sometimes. They're weird. And it goes for buffs too. Like, later we're going to be getting shields, and sometimes shields are up for like maybe 1 turn, and then they're gone. It's really annoying when you're trying to set up your defenses. At least we're done with this radio tower. For now, we need a super floor patcher machine. And then it'll, I don't know, emit something that'll get rid of all these green dudes. Stop them from being whatever they're being. My question is, what are these meteors made out of? They're making gem blooms come alive and summoning Geeg and turning people green. It's like they're proto-Mani statues or something. Yeah, I guess we could move on with our day. I mean, we went to the tower. We did stuff. Colonel Saturn wasn't like, okay, we're done here. We could go on with our day. So, I don't think he's satisfied. But I think I'm going to take a little bit of rest in the hotel anyway. Especially since it's getting to that point where I end the video and come back to this another time. A nice rest at the sleepy zone, and I can save here too. So next time on Cognitive Dissonance, we have a new friend. He's got our back. He's got guns. Good night, folks.